Hi guys, and welcome to GISTUBE TV, where we thrill you with amazing video all day long. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel and hit the notification bell after you subscribe to this.
Hotline topics. Today, the popular actress and comedian Princess reacts as forensic expert confirms the Yoruba comic actor Baba Ijesha had his way with Princess' foster daughter 3 times. As the Daily reported at the court today, a forensic report presented by witness Olabisi Ajayi Kayode to Special Offences Court in the Ikeja part of Lagos State revealed that the embattled Yoruba actor James Olariwaju, popularly called Baba Ijesha, inserted a car key into the private of the minor. Olabisi Ajayi Kayode, who is a child forensic interview expert, narrated how the suspect allegedly groomed and defiled the minor. Led in evidence by Mrs. Olayinka Adeyemi, Lagos State Director of Public Prosecution (DPP), Ajayi Kayode said that the alleged victim was relaxed, cooperative, and could also recall events when she was being interviewed. And in Olabisi Ajayi Kayode's words, the clinical presentation of child sexual abuse was quite evident. The perpetrator engaged the child in sexual activity when she was 7 years old on 2 occasions. On the 19th of April 2021, he sexually harassed her, touching her body. He told her, "I touched you some years back. You're so grown, so developed. Do you have a boyfriend? We have some unfinished business." These are the clinical presentations of child sexual abuse. These are the dynamics of child sexual abuse and the modus operandi of perpetrators: inculcation of secrecy, intimidation, threat, or coercion. He asked the child if he should remove his privates and asked her to sit on his lap. He told her not to tell anybody. The perpetrator also inserted his car key into her privates and asked her not to tell anyone. This was how Olabisi Ajayi Kayode narrated it, and Justice Oluwatoyin adjourned the trial to October 20th and 21st for further hearing. And today, during the hearing, Princess comedian and the Yoruba actress Iyabo Ojo were also present at the court. However, the 2 lead defense counsel, Babatunde Ogala and Dada Awushika, were absent. Both senior advocates of Nigeria had written to the court asking for an adjournment on account of being indisposed and being out of the country. While the popular actress and comedian Princess has been sharing quotes and encouragement for herself on social media platforms as regards this trial, and she maintains that justice will prevail, as well as sharing one of the Bible quotes, Matthew 18 verse 6. This was all she shared. And of course, some hours ago, after the court hearing, also shared the link of the news of Baba Ijesha's trial and tagged it "Surviving Baba Ijesha Say No to Child Defilement." Meanwhile, some months ago, the Lagos state government recommended the prosecution of Baba Ijesha under 5 provisions of criminal laws of the state. It was in April that the police arrested Baba Ijesha for sexually harassing the 14-year-old girl, allegedly, and they also announced his arrest in a statement. Lagos police spokesman Olumiwa Adejobi alleged that the actor had been sexually assaulting the teenager since she was 7 years old. And the statement read, "The Lagos State Police Command has arrested one Olariwaju James, male 48, aka Baba Ijesha, popular Nollywood actor, for defiling a minor. The case of defilement was reported on 19th April 2021 by one Princess Adekola Adekwanya, female, at Sabo Police Station and transferred to the Gender Unit of the State CID Yaba, Lagos, for proper investigation." Based on preliminary findings, the suspect started sexually assaulting the victim 14 years since she was 7 years old. The suspect confessed to the crime and was also captured by CCTV camera in the house of the complainant. In a statement, Ms. Banjo, Lagos State Attorney General, said Baba Ijesha will be charged under the criminal law of Lagos State. One of the charges includes indecent treatment of a child, which is punishable by 7 years imprisonment. Another is defilement of a child, which is punishable by life imprisonment. Sexual assault by penetration is also punishable by life imprisonment. Baba Ijesha is also being charged for attempted sexual assault by penetration, punishable by 14 years imprisonment, and sexual assault, which is punishable by 3 years imprisonment. The statement read, "Whilst the state would ensure that Mr. Olariwaju James' rights as enshrined in the Constitution are upheld, the Ministry of Justice would not relent in its efforts in ensuring that whoever sexually abuses any resident of Lagos State is speedily brought to book. It is instructive to note that the Lagos State Ministry of Justice has been consistent in its efforts in protecting the vulnerable in our society, and since the establishment of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Response Team in 2014, it has till date prosecuted over 800 cases of sexual and domestic offences. The Attorney General hereby assures Lagosians and indeed Nigerians that in accordance with the DPP's advice, charges will be filed accordingly. Also, in July, the minor in this case testified in court. This was before an Ikeja Special Offences Court. After the conclusion of the cross-examination of Princess by the Defense Counsel, Mrs. Olayinka Adeyemi, the Director of Public Prosecution DPP in Lagos, informed the court that the state will be presenting the minor as its second witness. DPP said that she would be invoking the provisions of Child Rights Act and the administration of criminal justice law, which protect the identity of minors in defilement cases. Adeyemi said that she would be requesting that members of the press and public leave the courtroom during the victim's testimony. And obliging the DPP's request, Justice Oluwatoyin ordered members of the public and press out of the courtroom to protect the minor's identity, leaving only lawyers and court registrars. For more than 1 hour, the minor gave her testimony and was cross-examined by the defense. That was when the case was adjourned to the next month for continuation of trial. The prosecution said that the defendants committed the offences in 2013, 2014, and on April 19th at Iwaya, part of Lagos State in Yaba. And in their words, sometimes between 2013 and 2014, the defendant sexually abused the complainant, name withheld, then aged 7, by inserting his car keys into her privates. He also placed her on his laps, touching her in a sexual manner and rubbed his stain on her body. On April 19th, he indecently treated and sexually assaulted the complainant, now 14 years old, by sucking her fingers and touching her in a sexual manner. Also attempted to have sexual intercourse with the complainant by unbuckling his belt and unzipping his trousers. After sexually assaulting her, the DPP told the court the offences contravene sections 135, 259, 262, 263, and 262 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State 2015. And today, the child forensic interview expert, Mrs. Anike Ajayi, as mentioned earlier, narrated before the Ikeja Special Offences Court how the Yoruba actor James Olariwaju Omiyinka allegedly groomed and defiled this minor. We will bring you updates on this case. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for our daily contents.